myself again. Please, can you see my screen before I proceed? If you can't see my screen, please tag the moderator. Please tag the moderator. Can you see my screen, please? Okay. No, we're not waiting for anybody again. What the numbers we see in the class is very obvious that most people do not want to learn. Right? It's very obvious that they do not want to learn, or probably they are busy, they watch recorded video or something. We have waited for them for almost 20 minutes. So it's all good. We have to start. So I was saying something. I said please give me a minute to drink water. Okay, I feel good now. I don't know, I feel kind of excited tonight, but God will help us. So I was saying something. I said there's a question I asked myself. I don't know that you guys have asked me that question before, but I asked myself and I answered it to myself. And I asked myself that why is it that I love on like synthetics? Ever since I started trading key levels, I focus on a particular key level and use only the market conditions that it works for regularly and neglect the others. Like, the question is just like this: why am I not trading both LBS, SBR at the same time with QML? And why is it that as of November, October, September last year, I traded VIX 25 very well? This question might be in your mind to ask me. And why is it that right now I think I'm focusing on VIX 75? So the answer to this question is I am adapting. I wrote it in my notes, right? I am adapting to the market, the changes in the market condition. That is what I figured out, because psychologically I tried to understand, am I inconsistent while doing this thing? And then I got my answer, and the answer says be volatile in adapting to changes of market condition. That brings us back to this. VIX 25 looks more like a trending pair, and if you observe very well, last year what I did mostly on it was LBS, SBR, then inverse key level. Then this year I dropped a bit of LBS and SBR, which made me less focused on SAU and more focused on pairs with ranging market condition. VIX 75, AUD CHF, a kind of BTC before it broke out. To mention but a few, and then CAD JPY, I think it's CAD JPY or something before it broke out. Now, you can be volatile. You can adapt to market condition. Don't be sticky. There's a market condition whereby you need to know that okay, you don't even necessarily have to change the pair. Almost all the pairs range, but not almost all of them trend very well. Doesn't mean that they do not trend. Even this VIX 75, there are times where it trends, like it just gives normal higher highs and higher lows, lower highs and lower lows. All right, while I was studying today, I recorded these things myself. So if I did not study, I would have known these things I am telling you. Now imagine when I study and I teach you these things, and you study and you see these things and ask me for confirmation on the group, and I tell you that I'll get back to you. I do my own research and it aligns. Do you know that we are two heads that is better than one at that time, other than just my own head? Do you understand me? So what do I mean? A ranging market can occur in this condition. For example, we have disruption here, inducement here, and in between these two, price is going between here, neither breaking the inducement high or the low or creating a new disruption, but just trading within this level. This can be seen as a ranging market. A market that is not giving us a direct movement. It's not breaking the high, neither the low, but it is moving inside. Now if you look closely, what you see inside here are just QMLs, QML. They are just normal QM, Quasimodo. They are reversals. That's how this zigzag stuff looks like in here. Now imagine you're trading LBS and SBL here. It is not going to work. That's why it feels like Sabiga is doing something different as students are. No, I'm not doing anything different. What you're trading is what I am trading. The only thing is that I have a better understanding of it because I am following the same thing I'm telling you every day. Right? Now it's quite simple. When the market is ranging, you can use the models that fit it. Don't try to bring in LBS and SBL into a ranging market. No. And don't try to bring in QML into, imagine, okay, let's use the time that VIX25 was buying massively. And I kept buying and buying and buying and buying, and somebody somewhere just want to take QML like that. No, now doesn't work like that. Understand the movement of the market before you enter into it. Now if you try this thing 3-4 times now and you hit test here, you'll be like, I don't understand this strategy. Mind you, evolution by June, the mentorship is running up by ending of June. So if by that time you have not been able to get your edge, see, let me tell you the truth, right? A mentor cannot give you your trading edge. A mentor cannot give you. You get your edge from studying what you know. You don't even have to change the strategy. You don't have to work on anything. You just have to study. When you study, there are some things that have not even occurred to me, and you will know it by yourself. There are some things on my chart that the person that taught me cannot explain how I did it, right? He can't explain it. The same thing as me. There are some things that I'll see on T4S chart that I don't know how he got his entry. Sometimes his entry can just be out of nowhere. That one happens too. So you find your edge by studying. If you don't study, you cannot find. It's just like this question: who are you? Who are you? Somebody asks you, who are you? Most people don't even know who they are. Who are you is deeper than I am a girl. I'm 21 years old. I have this. I own this. No, it's not all of that people are asking. What are your traits? What do you know about yourself? How do you want to be treated? Do you have low self-esteem? Those are the things that is who are you, not I'm tall, I'm short. No, nobody, that's not it. That's how it still is on the chart. You find out some things by studying. You cannot boycott this. You cannot pass it. It's just the truth. The person putting in that work and you cannot have the same results. It's not possible. The more you study these things, the more you figure out that There are some things that the highest thing you can do is when you get these things and maybe they seem confusing, you can bring it to my notice. I can help you do some research on it, and if it's something that we all can still adapt to, fine. If you know any other mentors or trading experts here, you can ask them. There's nobody that we say that since he started trading, he has not made any refinement in whatever he trades. I'm not talking about changing strategy. No, refining your edge is not changing strategy. Don't quote me wrong. Nobody will say they have not refined what they already know for it to work better. Then that person is lying. You don't have to change your strategy. Each day you just learn. Learning never ends. Learning, even teachers are still learning. There's always somebody that knows more than another person, and there's somebody that knows more than that person, so it never ends. That's why that word learning is there. It never ends. So put these things where they belong. Put the fish in the river. Don't put it on the dry land. Put QML reversal model. You can still back them up with that. This one is for if you want to enter more entries, right? Like scale in. You can still back it up with using RBS and SBR. That is if you have got your initial entry, number one, and you can still use QML as continuation after you've got your initial entry, just like to add up more positions, to like leverage more on that setup. But know that in a ranging market, you are coming in with RBS. Why? SBR, RBS, QML, they are not a strategy. They are simply an entry model. So put them where they can work effectively. Let's go into the chat. Let's see what has happened. We did not hold a review section last week. I just kept that week so that we may have more things to talk about, because I think we have been like doing it back to back for over 1 month now. So I just kept that gap. So our famous VIX 75. Let's see what's been going on. You can see that ranging market stuff I was talking about. Now, if you check here, you see so many QML that have played out. You see them. So, like I said, I'm very not 100% certain, because nobody can be 100% certain. But I know that we should be coming in with buys. Not like the market is opening anyway. The market is always here. It's still moving, but I think the new week we should be coming in with buys a bit, even if we later fall back. But let's see what we have. First of all, let's check from the 4 hours time frame. No need to go too far. I think this is an obvious external, so no need to go too far. It looks like it has 3 internals, so just mark out, instead of going to mark out our range and everything. Let me just take the last external price created, because it looks like it has internals in it. So just this for I'll just go to 1 hour. Please hope everyone can see me, see my screen rather. If there's anything, please reach out to the. I can't see your screen. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Please, can you see my screen? Can you hear me so I can proceed? Please just tell me. Let me know, please. Hello. Nobody is saying anything. Is that okay? It's clear here. Is it clear on your end? At least like 3 persons. Let me just know. How many people are on this call that people are not talking? 219. Before I go into the chat, there's another thing I just remembered now. I think when I was answering the questions, I saw so many of those questions from all the classes, not just one. The question and what they normally ask is this: if we have a big structure like this, and inside that structure we have something like this, this is a valid internal here, but this is the inducement. I've said that before. Internal inducement, yes, it is a valid internal, but this is the inducement. But if it was two that occurred before the break, for example like this, then we call here the failed external, the inducement, the disruption. Just pick the two of them and do your stuffs with them, whatever you want to do with them. This guy is out, is a failed external. The valid external, wherever it is still valid and still holds its ground. This is, for example, this is the valid external, it is still valid and it still holds its ground. This inducement, disruption, failed external, valid external. What will just happen is that if we're coming down, we're clearing the internals that are found inside our failed external, that are found inside the external itself. Then we decide if we're buying from here or selling from here. Simple. I saw this question so much in this last week that just passed, so as simple as that. Hope I'm not talking to myself. Okay, yes, I'm recording. Okay, let's proceed. So we'll just draw our internals to the last one, then check out whatever is happening here. Like here, it's a ranging market. Ranging. But let's just draw our internals first. We have this guy here. Whatever is here is not valid again. The next guy is here, unfortunately. So we're just going to put it here. I hope you understand why. Because this guy has swept everything here. Let me check if they have the same height first. Okay, this one is higher, so this is still valid. Everything here is gone. Like all these ones here that this one went above, they are all gone. Then the same thing I explained just now. We have this valid internal inside of here, but this is the high, so all of these here, hold on, it couldn't break this low, so I think we have two here. Okay, this is failed external. This guy is nothing. This guy is actually nothing. Two most recent, and then we broke another structure right here. Deep break structure now. This guy swept it. And then we broke structure finally here. Wow. There we have from here down to, do we have any structure here? This looks like we have a dual structural liquidity. Let's just give it. Okay, we have another one here. We have this one here. We have this one. To this level. We have this one to this level. So then our most recent here, we have not got into the current market price though. I just doing to know, which means that all of these here are simply just range. You see what I said about range, right? Price will try to respect the QMLs that are found inside the range. So later broke this, and then we had this guy distortion taking out. So we're going for the buys. We have one here. We have two up to this level. We have this guy got swept here down to this level. We have three. Hope you guys are following. Then we have to this level. So now we have our new inducement and disruption in the uptrend. Remember, we have our change of character far above there. Okay, later got taken out, and then this is a very tricky one here, because it keeps creating inducement and disruption even inside the range. So we had this and this here. It keeps creating inducement and disruption despite being inside a range. Like, that's why I said it's a really ranging pair. Like, I really checked on it, and it's more like it's for, yeah. Then something else I noticed, well, I'm not really done checking it out over time. A confluence that has to do with an FVG inside your QM arrow. When I'm done with it, then I can see anything about it first. For those that will say I'm changing strategy, I'm not changing any strategy, please. Oh, it's the same thing, please. I've not changed since I started trading. The same thing I've been trading since till today. We are up to this level, and then we have our last inducement. Okay, we got broken here. Let's see. Let me follow this up to see where the break happened from. Okay. I think we got broken here already. We have a structure here, so this is even our inducement, because this got broken. So we had a BOS here, so which means that price took out that inducement, which is this guy here. I think this is our distortion thereabout. broke this low. Let's draw the structure to see from here. Wow, very tiny structures price created inside here. We have 1, 2, 3. This guy was broken here. 4, taken away. Taken away, and then this. Wow. And then price swept all of them. Am I right? No. I not break that high yet. Went up to this level. Don't forget, this is our disruption. It still remains. Okay. This should be our inducement. I'm thinking of giving the inducement to this guy here, this one, like this particular one, because following this structure, this is the most valid inside. This is just like a field external, this high here, because we have structure 1 here and structure 2. This one swept this and this, making them invalid, making this the only valid high. This one swept this. This one is here, but this is the last high. So I think this is our inducement. This one here still taking away, and then we have our disruption here. So that's it. So you can see where that ranging market stuff came in. It's just in between these guys, not breaking above or below. I think we have had like a lot of trades inside this range. Like I really did had a lot. And one thing I observe about this pair is that it's not really a pair that, if the trade wants to go well, it's not a pair that will stress you. It will just do well. If it's the one that will hit SL, it will just hit SL. I think I took this buy. And the rules of RBS and SBR still applies in ranging market, because you know that is what brings about the whole QM arrow. It's when RBS and SBR fails, they bet this guy. So the rule still applies for their most recent. So their most recent still fails, the rule still applies there. Okay. So I think we also had this guy here. Yeah, so that's what I was talking about. I said re-entry. This is how it looks like. This one right here is a re-entry to my god. This right here is re-entry to this that you got here. Okay, you see I have like 2 entries inside of that. Then I also mentioned before, I said if you're trading from this level, like for example you're taking this level of RBS or SBR as flip zone, avoid using the normal ones from here. All of this, avoid it. Can't take the 2 at the same time. Okay, you have to choose one, because one may feel so as he said he doesn't understand what I mean by studying. I should recommend for his book. I'm not talking about book. Like, I'm talking about studying what you have learned now, not books. It's not books. The reason why I'm giving this an inducement is because this is the most valid break of structure here. Why I'm not saying it is all of these. This thing here looks like a failed extension. It is a failed external. Okay, it's a failed external. This is a valid break of structure. You know what I said? I told you guys that when price, that's why I explained that thing before I started. I said when price creates a big break of structure that inside of it has a valid internal, all those leg, like this one now, from this level, from here down to this place, we have this guy here, which is a valid internal on its own, with his own structural liquidity here, dual, and his own break of structure here that occurred inside this break of structure. Now we are crowning all of it, which is all of this one now, as a valid BOS, as the inducement. Now upon this one too here, the same thing happened. It created the same thing, but this one is quite unfortunate that this guy swept this and swept this, leaving only this high valid. So it is still valid. I don't know whether that person is understanding me. Anyway, if you don't understand, you can just drop your questions. When I check, I'll be explaining. So yeah, I was talking about that re-entry. So we had 1 here, 2 here, and I think we had a buy here, but I not take it. The questions are distracting me. I think I'll just call time for. Can't hear or see the screen again. Is that true? You can't hear or see the screen. Is it everybody? Let me know. Is everyone facing the same thing, please? Okay, I just saw something right now. Oh my dear God, I just saw something. Do you know that we have a break of structure here? Somebody just brought it to my notice in the group. We have a break of structure here. Now I see. That's fine, which means that this is our inducement and this is our disruption. I see. Okay, I see. I think if this swing low gets taken out here, we may likely, like if price breaks down, we may likely have a 4-hour external from these movements. Like whatever price should create should be able to give us like 3 internals or more safe, and we should have like a proper break there. Okay, thank you so much. I don't know your name. I just saw it now, which means that we have to clean this to start from here. Hold up. Wow. Okay, so we have this now as our inducement. A very tiny guy here, just a dual structural liquidity. So it got taken out, and then our new BOS here is this. Let's continue. But you know, this kind of price action, RBS and XBR cannot work. Like, if we are being realistic with ourselves, you see that in a bigger view, all these things are just range. Like, in a bigger view, they are just range. Then I think we have this low here. Then we had this last high that got broken. Let's check what is that high. Let's see how many internals we have in there. Let's draw it from their low. Yeah. Now you guys remember what I said? I said you can have a valid external, but it is not a change of character. I think this is like what I should use to explain this thing. Thank God I saw something similar to that. Now, if you look very well, this is our last external high here. But now, inside this price action, we have a proper break of structure that gave us 3 internals here, making this place a normal external in the 4 hours time frame, but it is not a change of character. You guys understand it now. Until this point is taken out, we are not bullish externally, because that's their last bearish BOS externally. But looking at this, what I think we have here, okay, this guy is gone. This becomes one leg, and then we have a break of structure here. What we have here now is, let me arrange this. Inducement, distortion. That brings me to, okay, now I see why what I was saying was relating. Remember when we started this class, price was around this level here. And I remember what I said. I said we should be having, even before this class ends, we should be having like buys. We should be buying. And you guys know the reason why. Because we have a failed support that became a resistance. We have a failed one here. This place I marked. That's why we are buying. So that brings me to this. Now what we are doing is reclaiming the disruption, of course, in a very shitty price action. Like, it's a messy one. You can see this one. I doubt if somebody that is not paying attention can follow up. You see, I even like mistook this one here. It's a really messy one, like really messy. This will no longer be the external high if price can break this low. If you break this low, this may likely be the new external high, because the break of structure will now be like this. That's why I said this guy is still valid until price takes it out. I think when price created this thing was last year, December 25th. Oh no, 17th December 2025. So yeah, the reason why you are seeing these buys now is just the failure of this guy here. And I think I was supposed to have a sell here, but I think it was created on the 15 minutes time frame. 15 minutes or 30 minutes. It did not appear on this 1 hour. I saw over 5 trades, both buy and sell, in this VIX 25 last week. Almost 5. You said 5 or more than 5. One missed entry, which was this one. I saw, I think one or two SL, then like 5 TP or thereabouts, then one missed entry. Why not execute or do? Like when I came back to the chat, I saw it. So this is quite simple. This is what we have. You can see the way we followed it. It was somehow difficult, but really have to. You can see most persons may not be able to draw this because we are putting in, like, we are going deeper into it, following details. Most persons will just scan all of these as one, but it doesn't work like that. You always respect each internals when you see them, because it's not easy to create structural liquidity. So, but I'm not seeing any entry here. I'm not seeing anyone. Yeah, whenever I post my charts, if there's anything that you don't understand from the setup, it's more like this person is asking question. He said that how is this reclaiming the disruption? This disruption is already out now. Pricey, let me tell you, if we're using from flip zone, then this is the most recent support that became a resistance that failed. So whether or not we are reclaiming this guy, the buys are going to continue. If there should be a sell here to go below this place, then what has to happen is price just needs to create a normal resistance, a support, resistance here that failed, and then create a support that as well failed, and then come back like this. Then most likely we just continue, we just take it that okay, fine, we are creating new internals bearishly, and then we are going down. So that's just it. I don't know, should we move over to one more pair before we go? What's the time? 10:34. No, you cannot ask questions via the mic because you are not the only person here. So just type your questions, I'll read them. Just type your questions, I'll read them, please, so that everyone can have, at least, not even if not everyone, majority of people here can have opportunity. So in this VIX 75, let me just tell you my projection. If we're going to be selling, then it should create a QML over here that should validate a proper reversal, because number one, we already have a bit of confluence, which is this disruption that has broken with the body can still help us to know that okay, we may have a bearish move. So what needs to happen is just give us our QMR, which is our failed resistance that became support. Then it turns to our QMR. Yep. So think did I see some trade on this guy? Yep. So that time I posted on my status, most of you were asking me that what trade was I saying that did not fit my character. Yeah, why did I not take it? This was it. I actually didn't. I was not impressed by this invalidation. It was too little. Like you can see, even looking at itself, it's not even looking like an invalidation. If we are being okay, it looks like an equal low. And let's assume that somebody was taking a buy here. I doubt your SL would have been taken out here. So I was not convinced to take the sell, but the sell actually held, and I don't even have any regret about it. This is another pair that loves to range too. So you can see, when you see a ranging price action, you will just know. It's not like you will not have trending inside of it though. You will, but the ranging price action will be more like, see the way it's just going zigzag like this. See, so that is it. Let's do a kind of revision. Let me take so many questions, so I'll see where the difficulties is coming from, because I've already checked this page and I'm not even seeing anything we can trade together. I've told you guys, whenever we come on our revision section like market review and all of that, the moment we see a setup that is worth taking, we will take it, but we cannot force the setup to come. We are only reacting to what price is doing. We cannot force it. Do you understand? So those people that are saying let's do this and that, we cannot force the market to do what we don't want. I did not say you should enter a buy KML here. Ask yourself, because me on a normal day I cannot risk that. That's why I'm not saying it. Like this place that this buy is now. Actually we have a QM buy here, but the truth of the thing is that this SL, just imagine now, and this pair is not, when I back tested, it doesn't look like pair that do all this 50% stuff, like for it to come to 50%. If it's coming there, maybe even coming to your SL self. Look all the trades that I've taken on this V75. You can see that when once price tap on it, it doesn't take long like that. It just gets to TP just like that. You can see them. So you can see a lot of them, the ones that want to do 50%, it just doesn't work so much like that. If this thing was at least a bit closer to this protected low, like this low here, fine, we can take it. But something that I cannot take on a normal day, I cannot mislead the crowd to take it. When the trade hit sell now, the group will not contain everybody. Let's check gold before we go. Just type your questions, tag me to the question. We'll just take few questions from each subgroups. So what's happening on this guy? It's not be looking like he did any new thing. Has he been able to? From the last time I saw it, what did he do last? We have I think the last time we had something like this. Welcome. Okay. If you ask your questions why I'm marking this thing, tag me to the equation. We can only do good this night, adding to this week 75 because time has gone. Just ask me your question. We use the questions to end it for the night. So we have the construction here. What people want me to check on? Good is clear now. Nothing much here. Hold up, let me check. Still a tiny BOS here. Okay, I just realized something now. Let me take this out. This is not one leg. I just saw something. These tiny big structures are crazy. Like, if you don't spot them, you might just trade it blindly. Wow. Most of these things is just a particular broker doing it. Oh, if you even check very well, it's just a particular. Some brokers don't even have those things. This is one leg here. Let me draw something. This gold is crazy. Like, okay, here's one. Okay. So what do people want me to do about this good now? It's like it's been ranging from here. This is not a good price action too. This is the inducement, the disruption. Taking out the inducement. Let me check something. What entry model has been playing out? Those that have been trading good, is it Chem Arrow people have been using? This is Chem Arrow here. Chem Arrow here. Chem Arrow regardless. Taking out. Yeah, so about that trade I took on V75, before I forget that people were asking, I don't know what to classify that trade, but it's like one of those trades where it just plays out and it doesn't like really do anything. I think I was outside, I was somewhere when that trade, I analyzed that trade, and then I took the trade. After the first retracement, I just set my I just opened 2 more positions, and as you can see, I set break even on those positions. There was no lower time frame entry on like the other 2 positions, but the first one was just a snipe entry. I don't know why, I just had that conviction that the trade may not come back to entry. because the way it rejected when it's like triggered, the way it rejected is like one of those candlestick formations where you just see something like would I say a pin bar. People know the trade I'm talking about. I don't know whether people know. I think I dropped the link. I dropped the link now to the trade. Like something like a bearish pin bar. Yep. I just know, okay, most likely trade may not go back to entry. Like it sniped like that in the entry. Then I just opened those two positions, and I even said break even. When I woke up in the morning, I figured out that it did not even hit my break even. It just played out like that. So nothing really on that particular one. And of course, I was willing to risk the entire amount. I've told you, if you want to say you want to stack or anything, it's best you accept the truth, and the truth is that it's everything that is your capital that you are risking. That's just the truth. Everything that is your capital, that's what you're risking. So if you are not ready for that conversation, don't even bother. And also, if that trade had gone wrong and I was awake to see it, as long as that POI is still valid, I would have transferred another money into my derive and I would have entered it. As long as that POI is still valid, I would have entered that trade again. So you see, the willingness to risk that amount to make whatever shows up, if it gets invalidated, then the entire trade idea is gone. So this is the inducement and disruption on gold. I've not traded gold for a while. Let me take questions from throw more light on field external. More light on field external is just a normal breaker structure, but it has two valid internals inside of it. Like those internals have structural liquidity, so they are valid. So you just take out the I don't think this person came here early because I already explained that. Then you just take out the inducement and disruption, and then the last leg, a valid external would have been 3 internals. So instead of it to be 3, it was 2. That person with that buy entry on gold, I don't understand. What's the name of that entry model? Your inducement has to be, it's not the highest point. If you're talking about swing high and swing low, then you can talk about that. It's not the highest point. If you're saying the highest point, then what we should be doing now, you're forgetting that when price take out inducement and disruption, we are now following the new order flow that has been created, and all price has to do is invalidate that order flow, create a new order flow in the other direction. So you keep following it till the recent price action. So are you going to abandon all the movement that happened here? Yes, it may look choppy, like really choppy, but then we cannot neglect the fact that a structure was created in between all of this. Let me read more question. God is not looking bearish now. God is not looking bearish. Okay. See what God has taken out here is just this inducement, of course. So we still have this guy here. If this guy gets taken out, then okay. Now that person that asked that question before, now you can see as this gold price action is now. Are we going to mark all these things as one? No. We can't neglect the structures, no matter how little they look. So in this case here, what we have is this a failed external. That person that's asking is an example. Whatever external we had before on gold, if it has not been taken out, it still remains. Well, this one I'm showing is like for the internals. So these are two valid internally, actually. Don't get me wrong. Let me check questions. People keep taking us back to good. When I see the questions, it's referring back to good. I know that you guys want to call this thing inducement so bad and call this disruption like so bad. That's what you guys want to call it. Fine. If this is what you want, no problem. It's not even changing the view of what it still will be. Now let us assume something, that this is your inducement, this is your disruption. It doesn't change the fact that this disruption has been closed with the body, that's taken out with the body, and this is our new inducement in the bearish direction, and this is the most recent here in the second, which is the disruption. So it's still the same thing, but the truth is that you cannot neglect these little structures that happen inside here, because it is because of these structures that happen here that is why somebody can willingly take this. You know that so many entries showed up inside here and people traded it because they know that gold is bearish, so they traded it. Look at it, 1, 2, they traded these things. You would have missed on so many opportunities if you were looking at this thing as inducement and disruption, because most people are already taking inducement, taking disruption, and they have been selling gold all the way down here. They have been selling it. See QMRO here, they have been selling it. So there's this one here too. After this disruption here, gold taking out like the main disruption, you can see the first thing price created now was a QMRO here, and it played out. It did in that direction. That's the same thing I'm telling you guys about that VIX75. If for example now that VIX75 creates something like this now, just like that VIX75, like this gold now, this thing failed, right? The buy whatever, the previous sell that is supposed to happen here, this support that became resistance, it failed just as it's doing right now on VIX75, and then it went up, and then I told you guys that it can create a resistance that becomes support that still failed here, and it sell from here and we continue the downtrend. I know you want these two to be inducement and disruption so bad, but it doesn't work like that. You cannot neglect these little break of structures. They fit in, they have their structural liquidities in them. So no matter how small it is, that's why we have the dual and the series. No matter how small these structural liquidity they are, they actually oh my god, they actually are valid as an internal. It's just like human being. Some are short, really short. We have dwarfs, we have normal average short man, we have a dwarf man. Doesn't mean that he's not a human being. He's still among us. No matter his height, some are very fat, some are slim. So that's just how it is, and we are all still one. As long as you are a living thing, a human being, you have all your parts complete. Even if they are not complete, we know human beings when we see them. Nobody can compare an animal to a human being, no matter how good looking a monkey is and an ape. They say they are from the human species. They cannot see an ape and call him Emmanuel. No. So that's just it. So you see, you miss on opportunities when you mark a structure wrongly. Look at clean cells. Why were these cells holding? Because it was in line with the market structure. And this looks like a choppy market. Despite that it's creating this inducement stuff, it's not a clean trendy market. We all know if gold wants to trend now, even it's not even going to create areas for you to even enter with your ROBS and SBRO. It hardly. If you just collect one ROBS, for example, it will keep going like before it will reverse again to the next one. It don't take like 1 month. So let's not mistake this thing. So whether you want to take this to, no problem, it doesn't change the fact that this is our inducement and our disruption. That's just the truth. Let me take some more questions. When you said we SLD, what is SLD? Do you mean, does that SLD, are you trying to say we should? There's a difference between a valid external and a change of character. I've showed you guys an example before. If you were not here, try to rewatch the video. I have explained it. An external can be valid, doesn't mean that it is the place where price will change character from. The lower high below the disruption. Why is it not the disruption? Are you talking about this? Is it this one you're talking about? I mean this one. I think what you're talking about is this thing here. It's not the disruption, because yes, it's a valid internal, but it happened inside this one leg, and I told you guys just pick all of it. If it was 2, then this one would have been one of it. But when you know here before, then that time we can say okay, fine, we're picking just the disruption and we're leaving the rest. Let me go to the other group. I get the logic now. Thanks. What logic? When do we actually take a trade? When do we take a trade? Follow your order flow internally with your key levels, your QM arrow. They have key levels order flow. When I was teaching, I taught key levels with their order flow and normal market structure with their order flow. I've even answered this question so many times. You follow your order flow. That's how you get entry. The most recent, the first one, depending on the market condition. This person has corrected what she said. When you said we should follow the new order flow when price takes out the inducement and disruption, does that mean if price was previously buying and it creates a new order flow, will the new order flow be a selling order flow after taking out the inducement? Yes, it will. I think that will be all for tonight. The rest questions that are there, we'll talk about it. I'll answer manually, like I'll type. This person said, I was skeptical about taking this trade yesterday. Trading came in like this. Okay, from the red line. From the red line is flip zone. Now you had your own normal entry there. You had your normal entry there. I don't think that your normal entry got invalidated. No, you have your entry there, like your normal key level that failed. You have it there. Also have your flip zone. It's not bad for flip zone actually, but I've told you, you are sticking to one, you stick to one. Okay, so I'm going to stop here tonight. See you guys in the next class. The admin will drop the information. Thank you so much and see you by then.